A Prayer Before Dawn is based on a true story. It's the story of boxer Billy Moore, who was in Thailand addicted to yaba, a drug, and who ended up in a Thai prison. And it's basically his story. As we start off, he is a boxer, he's fighting, he seems to be up to dirty, no good deeds as well, and he ends up being arrested very early on in the movie. And it's all about this Englishman being put into a prison where he doesn't really know the language or the customs that are happening here, and tries to survive, which is very hard. This is one of these kind of hard to watch movies that's got a fantastic, really terrific lead performance by Joe Cole as the main actor, as Billy Moore, who has to struggle with inner demons, drug addiction, seeing some of the things that happen round about him. And that's one of the things that this movie does. It doesn't pull any punches when it comes to some of the goings on that are happening in this prison, whether it be abuse, drug abuse, rape, or ritualistic beatings. Billy sees and experiences it all, and it's visceral, it's graphic, it's not glamorised in any way, shape or form. It's just hard hash, and something that is repugnant to see some of it. But it is all affecting. It is affecting to the character, and it's affecting to the viewer watching this kind of movie, to see the things that are happening to this character who really doesn't help his situation at all. It takes a character, and it is primarily a character study, as this man gets thrown into pretty much hell and then starts to become part of the problem before finally reaching that rock bottom and finding something that's going to bring him back to the person that he wants to be, that he needs to be, to survive this world. And that is kickboxing, Thai Muay boxing. He latches onto that because boxing was his life outside. He finds that as a way to find structure in his life. And even though he's struggling to come to terms with what happens with it, he's giving it his all. And that's the kind of thing that helps that character, But like I said, this is a movie that has some towering performances and some really extremely hard to watch sequences. I think the performance of the lead character really does epitomise this journey of the character, his blasé attitude into this shock and terror of this appalling situation that he's thrust into. The disgust and the horror of some of the scenes that he witnesses, his drug addiction, his finding love in the prison as well, to finally getting out. There are some wonderful scenes, and particularly I wasn't sure what to expect when I went into this, considering the fighting scenes, and they aren't the polished typical direct-to-video fighting scenes that you see where everybody's doing these miraculous manoeuvres and doing fantastic martial arts. This is rough and heavy, and the punches feel weighty. A lot are missed, as some are just landed. It feels very naturalistic, it feels very real, it feels devastating to the body just seeing some of these fight scenes happen. This story of Billy Moore is all the more shocking because it's true. At the end of the movie, you get a little epilogue, you get a picture of the character, you get to see as he is now, and what he did with his life, which has ultimately turned it around and used it to help other people who seem to be in similar situations because of his experiences that he had. He took a terrible situation, a terrible part of his life, he turned himself around and managed to make a difference in the world, which is a really nice way to finish off this torrid and horrid tale. The direction is great. The cinematography is murky and greys and browns and oranges, and it just feels kind of warm and sweaty and constrictive. It is a prison, it's the way it should feel, but the use of the camera, the use of the sort of lenses and showing the sort of four walls while showing the characters trapped within it, all gives an aspect of this small environment, this cramped environment that they're in. This was a really good movie. It's ending up in a lot of people's end of year list, and I can see why, because it's one of those movies that just ticks all the right boxes. I'd love to know your thoughts on the movie. If you've seen it, this is of course recommended. I do suggest checking it out, and I will see you next time on Man vs Film.